Let's kick things off with a question about something so basic, so fundamental, you've probably never even stopped to think about it. We deal with it every single day. Why on earth does water feel wet?
I mean, it sounds like the simplest question in the world, doesn't it? Water gets on your skin and you feel that sensation, wet. It's one of the first things we ever learn. But what is that feeling really? What is your body actually sensing when that happens?
Because, and this is what makes this whole thing so cool, this simple, obvious answer isn't the right one. The story of wetness is actually a brilliant illusion, a team effort between basic chemistry and your own brain.
Okay, so to understand this illusion, we have to start with the part that actually makes a lot of sense, the chemistry of water itself. The physical properties of an H2O molecule are responsible for the first half of this story, basically the reason it even sticks to you in the first place.
It all starts way down at the molecular level. A water molecule, H2O, isn't perfectly balanced, electrically speaking. The oxygen atom is a little greedy and pulls the electrons closer, which gives it a slight negative charge. That leaves the two hydrogen atoms with a slight positive charge. This whole setup makes it what we call a polar molecule, which is really just a fancy way of saying it acts like a teeny tiny magnet. And that one simple fact is the key to, well, everything else.
So, because water molecules are all like these little magnets, they love to stick to each other. The positive end of one water molecule grabs onto the negative end of another. This is called cohesion. It's the reason water forms beads and droplets. It's literally just holding hands with itself.
But here's the thing. Those little water magnets don't just stick to each other. They'll also stick to other things, a property we call adhesion. So when water hits your skin, the adhesive forces between the water molecules and your skin molecules are strong enough to make it spread out and cling on. This right here is the physical act of wetting.
All right, so you've got these two forces happening at the same time. Cohesion, that's water sticking to itself, making droplets. And adhesion, that's water sticking to you. Together, they create that physical wetting that we can see and touch. But that only explains what water does. It doesn't explain how we feel it. And this is where the story takes a really sharp turn.
And this right here is where things get really, really interesting. Because while chemistry explains why water is clinging to you, it has nothing to say about how you actually perceive that feeling. I mean, really think about it for a second. Your skin is just packed with all these different nerve endings, right? You've got receptors for heat, for cold, for pressure, for pain. So among all those different sensors, where's the wet one?
The answer? It doesn't exist. There isn't one. Your skin has absolutely no direct way to sense wetness.
This is the big secret. Your entire nervous system is, for all intents and purposes, blind to wetness. So if you can't actually feel it, what in the world have you been feeling your entire life?
What's really going on is one of the most clever tricks your brain pulls off every single day. The feeling of wet isn't a direct sensation. It's a story. A conclusion your brain comes to based on a bunch of different clues.
So instead of having a special wetness alarm, your brain acts more like a detective. It monitors two completely different sets of signals coming in from the field, one from your temperature receptors and the other from your touch and pressure receptors. So here's how the illusion gets built, step by step. First, your touch receptors feel the pressure of the liquid. At the same time, your temperature receptors notice it's cold. But here's the absolute key. As that water evaporates, it starts pulling heat away from your skin really fast, causing a very specific cooling sensation. Your brain takes those two totally separate signals, pressure and rapid cooling, and mashes them together. And based on a lifetime of experience, it thinks, there's only one thing that feels like that, and it generates the sensation we call wet.
And if you have any doubt that this is all just a clever construction happening inside your head, there's a brilliant experiment that proves it. It's actually called the wetness illusion. This is the final, mind-bending piece of the puzzle. Scientists can take a small, perfectly dry object and touch it to your skin. And if that object applies just the right amount of pressure while also cooling your skin at the exact same rate as evaporating water, your brain gets completely fooled. You will feel a distinct, wet sensation from something that is bone dry.
Because your brain isn't detecting water, it's detecting a pattern. As soon as it receives that specific signature of pressure plus rapid cooling, it runs its programming and concludes, yep, that's wet. It's a perfect illusion, and it proves that the feeling is a perception your brain creates, not a direct sensation it receives. So the next time you step in a puddle or feel the rain on your skin, just remember what's actually happening. It's not a simple feeling at all. It's a complex story being told by your skin and interpreted by your brain. Which, leaves us with one heck of a final thought. If the feeling of wet is a construct, what else that you feel is just an illusion?